Okay, what do we get in the box? Gift wrapped from HTC. And we got that stuck on the box. That's kind of cheaply done, but that's the box for you. And pretty simple box it looks like. It's kind of formed. Instructions. A Velcro strap, I guess. Instructions in language. That is it. First impressions, it's quite solid compared to the other one. Nice thick felt on there. The headphones, I'm not sure I'm going to use them, but hopefully they come off quite easily. Just pull off. They are on a rotation. Kind of click in and out, I guess, onto your ear, and then they'll rotate that way. Plastic. Let's install them. Okay, now I have the gel on here. I also have some lens protectors because I'm quite clumsy, so just some stick-on lens protectors. And this little gel, which gives it a little bit of bump-proof. Easy enough. With this guy, you just push this forward. I've taken that several times to use the auxiliary USB in there. So we have the HDMI, the USB, and the power. Easily. Now, I've seen a few comments on this where people have broke them. I believe you just turn them, and then there's zero pressure at all there. It is not perfect. It's not like putting a camera on or so. Easy to go on. So yeah, you basically just turn it down. Literally, I put no force on that whatsoever. But hindsight, I've read some comments that people broke them, so there you go. Super easy. So there we have it. So there's the flimsy strap, which I've actually been quite impressed with. My only problem is my kind of Roman face. I think it's not parallel with how it sits. So I could always do with a little bit of rotation, which is hard to achieve. It looks going back, so again we just thread this through there, I believe. So if we look at these, there's actually indents in the area here, and there's indents on this, so it's quite... Click on. You can see here when we rotate the back, it's like a bicycle helmet or a ski helmet. It actually extends, so you can put it on and tighten it up. Okay, going to the instructions, this doesn't tell you what the screws are for, but I'm guessing it's just one screw and it's a replacement for the headphones in case you lose it. Flexible on that, I guess. So use that. And then I believe there seems a bit of, that does seem a little bit last moment thinking from them. I think they would have had another clip here, but who cares? Think about it again, and there you go. Hey presto. So that's only a 5-minute job. Take your time, make sure you do it right. Now you can see here modelled well by my Death Star football, and my problem was the helmet used to sit a little bit too low like that, and because my face is more slanted this way, I guess my jaw sticks out more forward than the top of my head, something like that. And it somehow meets in between, and when I would pull this back to try and align that, this looks like it does a much better job of doing that. You know, it holds that in place, it doesn't stretch too much here because it's a lot thicker and a lot more solid. Where the old one, it would kind of give and move and rotate on my head a little. So it would just all flex so much that it wouldn't allow it to do that. I mean, I've not tried this yet, but I think that's definitely a better way of fixing that rotation, if you will. It's a bit too big. A bit too big head. Apologies if you have a head very similar to a desktop ball. Really helps, because it's all solid from here and around here, it really helps cup under the back of your head. So it prevents that weight going forward, because that's the problem with these things. If we look back to 2011, I made this myself. This is a Sony HMD and I used to use track IR with it to attain some level of VR, like 6 years ago, I guess. And I put weighting on the back here. Center of balance is perfect. And I just used like a $15 bicycle helmet for that. I still think this is better, and I said I've not tried this yet, so I'm going to go play with this a little bit and then give you an update. But I think something like this, that's solid all the way around, is a much better idea. And this also had the strap with the connection on it. So this is from me playing around with the ergonomics in 2011. So I'm really interested to see. This is still more minimalistic than that. It's quite expensive for $100. I wish they'd left the headphones off because probably not going to use them, and charged, you know, 60 would have been okay for what it is, but I guess they're just cashing in. It's good that it puts more money into HTC, I guess, maybe into development of a newer headset with a bit high resolution, which is what everyone really wants. Let's try this for a little bit. Okay, so after playing with it last night for probably 2 or 3 hours, and then playing it today, probably 4 hours, probably got 6-7 hours in. I'm pretty impressed, it's quite good. The earphones are good, but I might just still use my surround system, so I'll pull those off. It's definitely a little bit heavier, and I'm wondering when the TP cast goes on there how heavy it's going to be. But I really do like the extra support on the back. It really does grab under the back of your head. Now obviously everyone is different sizes and shapes, so it's going to be a different fit for everyone. Some may like it better, some may not. But for me, as I said, my face, it would sit a little bit, it would drop down a little bit too much like this, exaggerated, and it would really put a lot of pressure on my nose. So I thought about putting an earplug under there or something. But now with the fact that it really does grab and it doesn't deform when you pull this back too much, as the other one did, so I can quickly show you, you can actually set it on the back of your head and tighten it up with this. So that's loose now, obviously. You can just kind of bring it to your forehead like this, and now it's kind of really keeping that angle where before it would just deform. So literally you can do that, and then you can set that just right, and then you can just do it until it's comfortable. So the weight more pivots on your head here, down resting on your nose, if you've got a big Roman nose like me. So you go a little bit higher than what you would, if you will, what you're happy with, and when you let go it'll just creep a little. So that for me is perfect, and there's zero weight on my nose, it's just barely touching. But I've not really had, like, playing it for several hours before, I've had like a bit of my nose just starts to feel a little bit of the pressure, and it gets a little bit uncomfortable. Yeah, this is fantastic. I can't say it's worth the money. I mean, it's quite expensive, and the quality, $100 for this, if you think you can get, I know they're mass produced, but you can get the foam bicycle helmets and things like that, which have got this built in. And I think that might be a good idea to base a design on. I may do that in the future, like I did with my old HMD. I'm not really bothered about being bigger. I think if you balance, put the weight on the back, put some weight on the back, and it'll counterbalance over your whole head. It'll be a lot more comfortable for a long time, especially when we're putting the TP cast on top of there, which I think is quite heavy. Apart from that, I read comments about the foam wearing out on here. I've not really used it that much, but I don't see it. But if you rub it, let's just do that, zoom in. So if you rub it really hard, you will see it's like a microfiber, if you will, so it kind of comes away a bit. Now I don't know if that's just going to wear a little bit and then be fine. I mean, but yeah, if we rub it really hard, so we'll do it on the side as well. See it coming away, but I don't really know if that's a huge problem. And the good thing is this is Velcro, so you can't just pull it off. And it'd be really nice if we get like different ones of these, maybe a harder foam or different ones to try. They should be only $4 or $5, you would hope. Maybe HTC can send some free ones out if it is a problem. At least they don't have to recall the whole thing, and it's not some stupid expense. I do like the earphones. They're pretty good. I do like the earphones. They're pretty good, and they're kind of effortless. They're not, don't put a lot of pressure on your ears. They've got a really nice fitting to them. I like them. It's just very light pressure. Now, I do prefer over the ear phones, but they are a little bit hotter, and you're already sweating your tits off a little bit inside of this. I use the Sennheiser 363Ds, which are vented. So if you wear them for a lot of hours, they don't get too hot, like some Sonys I've got, like they cook your ears when you're gaming and stuff. Apart from that, it's really well done. I do like the construction of it. It's nice. It's a nice plastic. It's really flexible. It doesn't feel like it's going to crack or anything. I kind of a bit rougher for us to throw around. The headphone things, I don't know how much well they thought that out. I mean, okay, I'm doing it wrong. It should be clipped in there. Yeah, I mean it's fine, but it does seem a little bit late thought out, and I don't really like this either. They could have had another clip on the back of here or something, I don't know, but it's fine, you don't really notice it. And yeah, going with the TP cast is going to change. Maybe they did develop this with wireless in mind, knowing that a lot of people are going to jump to that, so you're not really going to have the wire going back down here anyway, but it is an afterthought, I guess. This is really nicely done. It doesn't give or anything. She's sprung in my mind. It's like elastic. It's not the mechanism, the ratchet mechanism giving it. So that's pretty good. So all in all, it's nice. $60. Maybe get rid of the headphones. Do it for $60. Charge extra $15 for the headphones, or $20. I don't know. But $100, maybe a lot more in Europe or somewhere else in Asia. I don't know, with the imports and stuff. So kind of wavering if to say get it or not. If you have ergonomic problems, if you do wear it for a long time, probably worth it without question. But if you're only using it 2 hours here and there and you don't really feel that fatigued, I wouldn't bother, to be honest. So there it is. Hopefully soon I'll have my TP cast, and I really want to play with that, see if I can extend the battery life and mess around. It seems quite involved, a lot of people comment on it, so that'll be my next Vive video probably, and I'll see you then. Bye.